Okay, some personal.
Good morning, everybody. Today we will talk something about biomedical waste management. So, biomedical waste generated in the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human beings or animals, in research or in the production or testing of biological products. Any waste generated in these activities, it is called as biomedical waste. And it also includes waste coming out of medical treatment given at home. So, hazardous waste, any waste with a potential to pose a threat to human health and life. So, classification of biomedical waste. So, non-hazardous waste, that is 80% of the biomedical waste is non-hazardous, and hazardous waste is 20%. So, infectious. So, within the hazardous waste, nearly 15% is infectious, that is non-sharp, sharp, plastic disposables, and liquid. And other hazards are radioactive, broken glasswares, the press containers, chemicals, cytotoxics, and incineration as ash. All these are hazardous waste. So this is mixed hospital waste before project. So persons at risk, you can see rag pickers, they are the and animals, they are the persons immediately at risk. Rules for biomedical waste management. In India, first enacted in the Environmental Protection Act in 1986, notified the rules for the management and handling of biomedical waste in July 1998. As per these rules, it is duty of occupier of the hospital, nursing home, clinic, dispensary, veterinary institute, animal house, blood bank, and pathological laboratory to take all steps to ensure that biomedical waste is handled without adverse effect to human health and environment. So this entire pollution act is based upon the principle polluter should pay. So as per the notified rules, biomedical waste is not to be mixed with other waste. Biomedical waste should be segregated in specified containers bag at the site of generation. Each container has to be specifically labeled, and transportation of such waste has to be done in specified vehicle only. Untreated biomedical waste is not to be stored beyond a period of 48 hours. Objectives of HWM. keeping the waste secured and preventing the access to unauthorized persons. Hazardous waste management. So initiate awareness campaigns about the potential hazard of medical waste within the healthcare setup and community. And decontaminate slash disinfect the infectious component of the waste at the site of generation. Schedules, categories of BMW, color coding and type of container for disposal of biomedical waste, labels for biomedical waste containers and bags, labels for transport of biomedical waste bags, and standards for treatment and disposal of biomedical waste, and schedule for waste treatment facilities like incinerator, autoclave, microwave systems. Schedule 1. Categories of biomedical waste. Category number 1, human anatomical waste, human tissues, organs, body parts, etc. Sorry. Category number 2, animal waste, animal tissues, organs, body parts, carcasses, bleeding parts, fluid, blood and experimental animals used in research, waste generated by veterinary hospitals, college, discharge from hospitals and animal houses. Category 3, microbiology and biotechnology waste, waste from laboratory cultures, human and animal cell cultures, infectious agents from research and industrial laboratories, waste from production of biologicals, etc. Category number 4, waste. Waste sharps, needles, syringes, scalpel blades, glass, etc. that may cause punctures and cuts. This includes both used and unused sharps. Category number 5, discarded medicines and cytotoxic drugs. Waste comprising of outdated, contaminated and discharged medicines and discarded medicines. Category number 6, soiled waste. Items contaminated with blood and body fluids including cotton, dressings, soiled plaster cast, lines, bleeding, bedding, other material contaminated with blood. Category number 7, solid waste. Waste generated from disposal items other than the shops such as tubings, catheters, intravenous sets, etc. Category 8, liquid waste. Waste generated from laboratory and washing and cleaning, housekeeping and disinfecting activities. And incineration, ash from the incineration if any of any biomedical waste, and chemical waste. Chemicals used in production of biological chemicals used in disinfection as insecticides, etc. So this is the life cycle of waste management. First of all, generation of waste, and the next important step is segregation of the waste. Say the waste generated in the ward should be segregated in the ward itself. Waste generated in the operation theatre, it should be segregated in the operation theatre. Waste generated in medical stores, it should be segregated in the medical stores itself. And then collection and treatment of waste, and then in between there is an interim storage and transportation and terminal disposal. So this is the cycle of waste management. So segregation of biomedical waste. The segregation of biomedical waste is the key to successful biomedical waste management. Biomedical waste should not be mixed with any other kind of waste. It should be separated, segregated at the point of generation before storage or transport. The container should be labeled according to the schedule. This you can see, this is one example. Now this color of the containers keeps on changing. So green plastic containers, vegetables, fruits, peels, packaging material, etc. Red, infected plastics, bandages, gloves, dressings, etc. Yellow, plastic containers, anatomical and pathological waste. And then white, plastic container, needles, cut glass, etc. And then black, discarded items. So Schedule 3, label for biomedical waste containers bags. Invariably it should be like this. All bags and containers for biomedical waste should be marked with biohazard symbols. Transportation. Each healthcare facility should have a healthcare waste management plan, which should include collection points and routes of waste transport. A timetable of the frequency of collection should also be set up. Good practices. Bags to be filled with only 2/3 capacity. Bags should be sealed, labeled from source of generation. Like this, date of production, place of production, and waste category. Untreated biomedical waste should only be transported in a vehicle as may be authorized for the purpose by the competent authority. No untreated biomedical waste should be kept stored beyond a period of 48 hours. If it need to be stored beyond this period, then the authorized person should take permission from the competent authority. Biomedical waste should be transported within the hospital by means of wheeled trolleys that are not used for any other purpose. These trolleys should not have sharp edges and should be cleaned daily, and biohazard symbol should be painted on the trolley. So no personal. Now the ideal way should be the person who is pulling this trolley should have protective clothing, and trolley should be closed so that there is no spillage of biomedical waste. The transportation of biomedical waste is away from patient care units, so it should never be close to the patient wards. It should be away from the wards, route of the trolley. And transport, notwithstanding anything contained in the Motor Vehicles Act 1998 or rules thereunder, biomedical waste shall be transported only in such vehicles as may be authorized by for the purpose by the competent authority. Treatment of hospital waste, general waste. The 85% of the waste generated in the hospital belongs to this category. The safe disposal of this waste is the responsibility of the local authority. And biohazardous waste, 15% of the hospital waste, that is deep burial. The waste under category 1 and 2 only can be accorded deep burial, and only in cities having less than 5 lakhs population. Autoclave and microwave treatment. Standards for the autoclaving and microwaving are also mentioned in the Biomedical Waste Management and Handling Rules 1998. All equipment installed, shared should meet these specifications. The waste under category 3, 4, 6, 7 can be treated by these techniques. Standards for the autoclaving are also laid down. And then shredding, the plastic IV bottles, IV sets, syringes, catheters, etc. Sharps, needles, blades, etc. should be shredded, but only after chemical treatment or microwaving or autoclaving. Needle destroyers can be used for disposal of needles directly without chemical treatment. Secured landfill, the incinerator ash, discarded medicines, cytotoxic substances, and solid chemical waste should be treated by this option. And incineration, the incinerator should be installed and made operational as per the specifications under BMW Rules 1998, and certificate may be taken from CPCB. Emission levels, etc., should be defined. In case of small hospitals, facilities can be shared. The waste under category 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 can be incinerated depending upon the local policies of the hospital and feasibility. The polythene bags made of chlorinated plastic should not be incinerated. Now, what are those? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Let us go back and see once again. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. One is human anatomical waste, Category number 2, animal waste. 3 is microbiology and biotechnology waste. And then 5 is discarded medicines and cytotoxic drugs. 6 is solid waste. Items contaminated with blood and body fluids, including cotton, dressings, and all these things. These are the things which have to be incinerated. An incinerator is located nearly 30 kilometers away from the city, and it occupies a place, an entire waste treatment plant occupies a place of nearly 3 to 3.5 acres. These are the prescriptions of the biomedical waste rules. So now again, let us go by category and see. Treatment or disposal of waste. So category 1, incineration or deep burial. Category number 2, incineration or deep burial. Say for entire city, only one incinerator can be set up. In fact, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana state, one incinerator for one district. That is what has been prescribed. Hyderabad is having 3 incinerators. So category number 2, incineration / deep burial. Category number 3, local autoclaving / deep burial. Category number 4, disinfection, that is chemical treatment, autoclaving and mutilation, shredding and all these things. Category 5, incineration. Category 6, incineration or autoclaving. Category number 7, disinfection by chemical treatment and autoclaving. And category number 8, disinfection by chemical method and discharge into the drains. Category number 9, disposal in municipal landfills. And category number 10, chemical treatment and discharge into drains for liquids and landfills for solids. Points to remember: chemical treatment is done by using at least 1% solution of hypochlorite solution, and disinfection must be ensured. Mutilation, shredding should be such so as to prevent unauthorized reuse, and no chemical treatment before incineration. No chlorinated plastics should be incinerated, and deep burial only in areas with less than 5 lakh people. All yellow bags, bins shall be taken directly to the incinerator and waste storage area. All red bags, bins, water shall be taken directly to the disinfection, shredding and recycling facility. Rationale of hospital waste management. Injuries from sharps leading to infection to all categories of hospital personnel and waste handlers. Nosocomial infection in patients from poor infection control practices and poor waste management. Risk of infection outside hospital for waste handlers and scavengers and at times general public living in the vicinity of hospitals. And risk associated with hazardous chemicals, drugs to persons handling waste at all levels. Disposable being repacked and sold by unscrupulous elements without even being washed. Drugs which have been disposed of being repacked and sold off to unsuspecting buyers. And risk of air, water and soil pollution directly due to waste or due to defective incineration emissions and ash. So personal protective equipment, they are hand gloves, head cap, face mask, apron and safety shoes. Provide healthcare staff with gloves, boots, aprons, masks, goggles for personal protection. Educate and encourage the healthcare staff to use these PPE and report injuries as and when it occurs. Immunization. Hepatitis B vaccination should be given to all the hospital staff. Tetanus also. Healthcare workers should have the knowledge of biomedical waste management and comply with biomedical waste rules to maintain a safe workplace and sustainable hospitals. Heads of each hospital will have to take authorization for generation of waste from appropriate authorities as notified by the concerned state, union territory government, well in time and to get it renewed as per time schedule laid down in the rules. Each hospital should constitute a hospital waste management committee chaired by the head of the institute and having wide representation from all major departments. This committee should be responsible for making a hospital specific action plan for hospital waste management and its supervision, monitoring and implementation. The annual reports, accident reports, as required under biomedical waste rules, should be submitted to the concerned authorities as per biomedical waste rules format. Coordination between hospital and outside agencies, municipal authority, coordination with pollution control boards, to search for cost effective and environmental friendly technology for treatment of biomedical and hazardous waste, and development of non PVC plastics as a substitute for plastics which is used in the manufacture of disposable items. How to minimize hospital waste? As far as possible, purchase reusable items made of glass and metal. Select non PVC plastics. Strengthen sterilization procedures. Adopt procedures and policy for biomedical waste segregation. Establish effective and sound recycling policy. Special effort to recycle chemical waste. Be good as gold by green. Key messages. Adhere strictly to biomedical waste management guidelines. Always use protective gears. Immunize yourself. Never take shortcuts in segregation. Few more slides I will show. Say, nurse is the person who plays the key role in the management of biomedical waste. Nurses are responsible and accountable for professional behavior. This involves the application of the nursing process and cooperation with other concerned authorities. The accountability of nurse should be in accordance with the profession's code of ethics and practice and within the context of the policies of the employing agents. It should also comply with the customs and values of the society in which the nursing care is rendered. Disinfectant the waste so that it is no longer a source of pathogenic organisms. Reduce the bulk in order to reduce requirement for storage and transportation. Make the waste unrecognizable for aesthetic reasons. Make, recycle, make recyclable items unusable. For example, cutting up syringes and damaging the needles. Recycling infectious plastic waste can be considered only after adequate disinfection and sterilization. Disposable items such as gloves, syringes, and the likes should be mutilated after use to prevent illegal packing and reuse. Code, coding of bags should be done as per the color coding of the bags should be done as per the regulation. Needles, syringes, and other sharp instruments and objects should be placed in a puncture resistant plastic metal container at the workstation. Alternatively, sharp waste may be transported to a central site for treatment and container may be reused but after cleaning and disinfecting. 50% of the needle stick injuries are as a result of reheating, therefore do not recap the waste. Chemical disinfectant prior to disposal is required for sharp disposal, infectious plastic, rubber, and infectious glassware and blood fluids by IV, hypochlorite or equivalent disinfectant. Ensure that all surfaces come in contact with the chemical. Change the chemical solutions frequently. Key messages. Adhere strictly to biomedical waste management guidelines. Always use protective gears. Immunize yourself. Never take shortcuts in segregation, collection, transportation, or disposal of waste. Thank you.